Hey, what's going on, everybody? We get ready to go into what's going on in Haiti and what we can do about, the situation now that people in Haiti are facing. I'm going to have someone, a cousin of mine in Haiti on the front lines right now in Haitian who's going to give us the detail about what's going on and what we can do to help. So, again, my name is King Kevin Dorival. Thank you guys, everybody, for tuning in and checking me out wherever you are. Please like, subscribe, share this video. I'm gonna share some valuable content. I'm not gonna keep you guys up too long. I know you probably just had dinner, first day of school for some people. Now, I posted earlier today regarding what's going on with uh, Haiti, with the earthquake and Hurricane Grace is literally on its way right now on the doorsteps of Haiti right now. If it hasn't hit already, and then you got in the west, well, Haiti's in the west. You got Taliban in Afghanistan in the east, and they're going crazy right now with what's going on regarding the Taliban taking over Afghanistan, which was surprising because we fought so many years to bring democracy, peace and order to Afghanistan. So many people died, since uh, definitely very unfortunate how many people died, you know, due to the Taliban killing them or friendly fire from other American or allied soldiers. So um, let's keep this ball rolling. Let's go. I'm here to answer any questions you guys may have. I'm definitely working towards being a you can call it representative for Haiti, um, representative for what's going on as far as current events, the history of Haiti. Many of you guys follow my videos over the years, so you're very familiar with what I've been doing as far as in Haiti and also here in Atlanta, Fort Lauderdale, and things of that nature. So I definitely hope you guys. I'm not going to stay on Instagram and Facebook too long, so please follow me on YouTube. You go to Kevin Dover, you will find me on YouTube. Please do because it'll help you actually follow along with what's going on. All right. Now, past Afghanistan, today's message and video is really regarding pretty much Haiti. The relief efforts are on the way. Definitely thank you for everybody who has donated to different organizations helping the cause there in Haiti. The earthquake, you guys don't know. I don't know where you've been sleeping at. If you don't know, Haiti was hit with a 7.2 earthquake. This earthquake is actually much more powerful than the one that hit us in 2010. Now, I truly don't believe that this was a man-made earthquake. I truly believe and that this was actually a earthquake that was caused by um, let's say U.S. military. But let's just, for instance, was a natural earthquake. Regardless, people died. Where they died was not natural. There are hundreds of people, possibly thousands of people buried underneath buildings. I remember hearing about a hotel. Everyone in that hotel just died. About 100 people in that hotel. Now, the area of Haiti this took place in, where people died, is few cities. It's in the southwest area of Haiti, which is about 78 miles, if I'm not mistaken, west of Port-au-Prince, the capital of Haiti, which is in the south of Haiti. And it definitely looks pretty bad. A lot of people are saying that Haiti can't catch a break. You know, and I definitely agree with you that many of us feel that way, that Haiti can't catch a break. And then you got as I mentioned, the hurricane is on its way, Hurricane Grace. We in prime real estate for hurricane season, unfortunately. So it's going to be a lot of sad news, but I'm definitely not going to, what I'm saying, keep pouring water in the rain. But I have my cousin here in Cafe saying he's going to explain to you guys a few things of what's going on in Haiti. So, hey, hey, what's up, cuz? We got you live, baby. Oh man, family good, man. But we really more concerned about what's going on with you, in Haiti, and you can let the people know what the situation is on the front lines, where you are in Haiti, what was your experience, and what's the spirit like of our people in Haiti.
Man, it's very, very crazy right now in Haiti because we have a lot of people who passed away from the earthquake in Haiti. Right now, I'm located in South Haiti, you know. So right now we have like three states in Haiti who just, the earthquake
Mm-hmm.
hit three states in Haiti. One name is Jeremy. One name is Jacques Mel. You know, and the three state really hate. We got a lot of people who passed away. A lot of people get injury. They got some people missing. They can't find them yet because they're beyond the need of the house.
Okay.
So the situation in Haiti right now is very, very crazy for us in Haiti right now.
And if I'm not mistaken, I read an article that they said that it's about 5,000 people injured, roughly about 1,300 people killed due to the earthquake. Is that correct, or is the media exaggerating?
In Haiti, we don't really know how much people passed away yet because there's a lot of things. The government can't tell. The media don't know how many people who passed away. They could find how many people injured, but they cannot find. They telling you how many people who passed away because they got a lot of people only living in the house.
Hmm.
You know, a lot of stuff is going on right now. People very hungry. They don't have food, water, no medical supply. Things is very, very bad for some people because it's like they try to get in the town downtown. So they got the countryside, every place, all the state, every the countryside they get hurt too.
Okay.
That some people,
Mm. Let me ask you this, because there are people tuned in and listening right now live. Tell me, what do you believe that our people need there in Haiti?
what we need there right now, we need medical supply, and then we need like water, food, because we need a lot of tents for people to stay because they got nobody trusts the house to be staying on it because even the house is not brick, nobody trusts the house to be staying to be sleeping in the house. Everybody sleep outside right now,
Uh-huh.
and sometimes we get rain. The rain is coming, and then we got some hurricane. They say it's supposed to have some hurricane in the same area, the same states. The
The
earthquake
cities.
was going
Uh-huh.
past. They're gonna have hurricane going on, so we got rain. Sometimes rain be coming on the people in the street. They need to be have some kind of house for the people to be staying.
And the tent situation, it really bothers me because ever since 2010, there are still communities in Haiti. I can't pinpoint which parts of Haiti, but there are still people living in those tents that they had since 2010. So you literally have communities that were built off devastation, and so they went from living in homes. The earthquake hit 2010. Now they're still living in those same tents where they run into different problems with disease, clean water. Then you got crime. You get different people who you're gonna have vagabonds no matter where you go. So you're gonna have people who are taking advantage or preying on the weak. For whatever food, money, sexual gratification. I mean, the stories are horrendous, and so now it's like we are repeating history. And then just to make sure that I heard you correctly, you mentioned that we need medical supplies. I'm gonna stop saying Haiti. I'm gonna say we. So we need medical supplies. We need, you say, clean water. Need food. Need tents. If people wanted to donate tents, like actual physical tents, so people can actually, sleep in somewhat comfort with a roof over their head. Um, how will we ship those tents to Haiti? I know how to ship things to you, but how would someone who's listening in from where they are in part of the world can donate, have some tents shipped to Haiti? Do you know how?
I don't. I don't really know. If I don't know if you gonna ship them, I don't know. I don't know how to do that because this thing gonna be a lot of stuff. Sometimes the donation people be sending stuff in Haiti. They don't. The people really need it. Don't even find it. You understand what I'm talking
Correct,
about?
correct, correct, right.
So this the nation people for this thing right now they need to be careful how they be sending stuff to the people because they have to send the stuff to the people who need it. Some people you send stuff to them. So like when you go to uh, some people will be sending stuff to donate to other people. The people who really need it don't even find it. You understand?
Correct.
So this, I don't know, I can tell you how to send stuff. But me, if you're going to send stuff to me, if the me you're going to send it to, I could take the responsibility and then go ahead and give it to the people. Because, I'm telling you, see, I used to be living in the state already, I know, I know how the situation is in Haiti. So if somebody donates something to me, I'm going to make sure I am giving it to the people who really, really need it.
We need it, correct.
So right now, the situation we in, so if somebody want to donate anything in Haiti, I suggest you come in Haiti and come give it to the people who need it because the people in the community, the society, the ghetto, the people in the ghetto, they really, really need help right now. You know, so the house is way down. You know, some people be hungry. No shop is open. Every shop is way down. So they need help. They need help in help, like you said.
No, 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 no doubt. And you said something interesting too. I remember you telling me the other day that all the stores are closed. Are the stores where people can buy supplies? Are the stores still closed in Haiti?
Yeah, because I'm telling you, ain't nobody trusts their house to be staying in it because
Okay.
you could be in the house and the house building is not accurate, and then the house would go down with you because the earthquake already shook that house already.
The foundation gone, right?
So nobody chose the house to be sleeping in the house right now. Everybody sleep on it. Under the trees, under the big tree.
Hmm.
So that's what people doing right now. So if we could have donation for the people in Haiti right now, the people need it. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm talking about the
Mhm.
I'm talking about the blacks community, the Haitian community who's in the United States. If they want to help Haitian, they want to help the brother and sister, they need help right now, And then, so I have to send these names. So it's just like the shipping is by 3 days. Those things should be in Haiti, by 3 days,
Hmm.
you know. So if you do it by plane, there's a airport. The presidential there was building an executive airport in Jeremy where the things is happening. One of them states have an airport. So they put the end to the airline end to that airport, no violence.
Okay, okay, definitely, definitely. And I wanted to pause right quick. I want to mention some of these nonprofit organizations that are like on the front lines right now in Haiti where donations can be made. Uh, Companies that I've known for a couple of years, that I vouched for, that I've even volunteered with over the years. So I'm going to mention them right now. One of them, the Haitian Alliance Nurse Association International. Their website is HANA, which is abbreviation for HANA. It's HANA, HANA international.org. That's HANA international.org. That is HANA Alliance Nurse Association International here in Georgia. I believe they have a group of nurses already down there helping people that need the medical assistance. Another nonprofit organization I want to mention would be the Touch of Light Ministry.org. This is a ministry. I know the pastor herself, Pastor Lourdes. I don't know if she's watching this right now, but she's definitely good people. She's had a nonprofit for quite a time, and as a matter of fact, she has a school building that she was already raising money for to complete the school. She has a roof, is missing a roof. It has the walls, most of the foundation is done, but it does not have a roof, and it's going to cost her a grip to get that roof. But having a roof on top of that building, and I've seen the pictures of her building. She spent a pretty penny getting it built. Thus she spent roughly $50,000, $60,000, if I'm not mistaken, getting the structure built. It needs the roof, which I was helping her raise the funds for. But if they had that roof, if they could have housed a few hundred people within that school that she's building. Um, and also another organization I would like to mention is definitely our organization, Courage to Believe International. We are not on the front lines like many other organizations are, but through him, my cousin Esnell, who's we've known each other for many years. When I went to Haiti, he had my back. As a matter of fact, he's a tour guide in Haiti. What we're gonna do is, because I sent him some money yesterday, but I wanted to collectively reach out to some people so that we can send them sending to Haiti a few $1,000s, to be honest with you. This is something that we can't really sleep on. The help right now is needed ASAP, on the double, like yesterday. This earthquake happened Saturday. Then you have Sunday passed by. Now we're in Monday. The earthquake happened on August 14th. And there's another organization. Now, I have these organizations listed already within the description of the videos on YouTube, on Facebook. So just click on a link. My Cash App is there as well. And also, I like to mention that I've decided over the weekend, because actually, when I found out about the earthquake, my cousin called me. I missed this call because I was preparing to be a vendor at the Marcus Garvey event. I'm here in Atlanta, Georgia, through the UNA organization here in Atlanta, Georgia. UNIA organization here in Atlanta, Georgia, the Georgia chapter. So at the time, I gave a moment of silence when I was before I spoke, and gave a few words regarding my organization and my books. What I should have done, and it didn't dawn on me. I had a revelation after the fact, after I left the event, that I should have made it known that all my books, until further notice, all the proceeds and profits from my books, not just the ones that I've written, but behind me, you guys probably see a few, quite a few books there on your screen. So I'm going to be selling my private collection and also artwork. So all the proceeds will be going towards helping Haiti. And we literally in the middle of our own fundraiser for the Rosa Pierre Creative Arts Center. You get more information about that this program on thecouragetobelieve.com. That's thecouragetobelieve.com. Courage TO Believe.com. That's our nonprofit website, and it's tax deductible. And the organizations that I mentioned before this, the HANA Nurse Association and also Touch of Light, they are also 501c3, so your donations are tax exempt. So please, share information. I'm going to constantly keep you guys abreast of what's going on in Haiti and any progress. I mean, and they get ready for a hurricane, so I could definitely feel, by the pain of my people, the land of my ancestors. So cuz I appreciate it, man. I get contact with you a little later, But before I let you go, I don't know if you had a few things you want to say, a couple of words, or regarding just the spirit of the people or whatever, man. Like whatever you guys need, just let us know because you don't know who's listening. There could be one person write a big check, and they can help feed a couple hundred people with water and good food and clothing and whatever case may be. And somebody hit me up earlier on Instagram. They sent me a message that she like to donate some food. So shout out to the queen who sent me that message because that is definitely needed, and we're definitely thankful for it.
But because I really appreciate it, I'm just, blessed that everybody who listen to the show, So what I'm saying is, so if anybody want in Haiti, they wanted to donate and stuff to the people in Haiti, so they could get in touch with me, so I will go there and help them, you know, help them with whatever they wanted to do. If they want to give people food or water or whatever, I can help them, so they could, contact me if they're in Haiti, so they could contact me in my number. So the number is 509. It's 4214 8106. 509 4214 8106. You know, you can contact me there. My name is Watkins. So my name is Watkins John B. So anybody who want to, in Haiti, they want to help, help them, show them around, show them the people who really need the stuff, so they could have me, contact me on this number. Thank you, guys, but have a great time.
Hey, man, I appreciate it, fam. Hey, have a blessing, man. Keep your head up.
All right, guys, still.
All right, bless up. So definitely, that's my cousin. Snell. He definitely checked in and wanted to share some words of encouragement and some what's going on in Haiti right now. And I just want to go over some numbers with you guys from the articles that I've been reading. I'm going to reiterate what I said earlier. There has been roughly about 12 to 1,500 people killed due to the earthquake. Thousands are missing, still underneath buildings, still definitely suffering. What I've been hearing from my cousin and some articles that the roads, people are literally screaming all day and all night because they're stuck. And they're trying to get people to get the people's attention so they can help them pull them out, which is impossible to do if you don't have the Superman powers to lift up a building or a crane or bulldozers, which you can't. Only so many bulldozers you can have. The areas that were hit is Grand Anse, Nips, Sud provinces, Lacais, Jeremy, Jacques Mel, Petit Trodi, Nips, Lazille. Lazille is the area where Pastor Lourdes has a school. She has a school there. She has her unfinished school, and God willing, we get the funds up so she can place a building on top of that school, which can. And as a matter of fact, it brings another point. It's come to my attention that many of the churches are destroyed. Now, if you're not familiar with Haiti, some of you guys may not know that Haiti was one of the most historical countries in the world because of how they changed the game back in the late 1800s, early 19th century. Haiti fought for the independence. They didn't wait for emancipation. They didn't wait for no paperwork to ask the master for freedom. Haiti took their freedom, and they've been paying for it ever since. Now, there's a misnomer that Haiti is a cursed country. Yes, it's cursed with Europeans. It's cursed with foreigners who come to Haiti to pillage the land. So now, since Haiti has been that country that have fought for independence, that did not lay down and just work and working toward on the plantations, on the sugar fields, the tobacco fields, the cocoa fields, et cetera, et cetera. They picked up the machetes, they picked up their shovels, swords they can find, broken guns, and the horses, and literally beat the world's superpowers on their land. General Toussaint Louverture, who led the revolution, Jean-Jacques Dessalines, who was his lieutenant, King Henry Christophe, who's also a lieutenant. You got Suzanne Belair, who's a warrior queen. These individuals stood up against the world superpower and gave not only Haitians, Africans who was enslaved in Haiti their freedom, but Africans all over the world their freedom. As a matter of fact, Haiti was feared by the governors of Bahamas and Jamaica and the U.S. because they always felt like Toussaint was going to come in and emancipate, free the enslaved Africans in their country. You know, Toussaint signed some treaties saying that he would not invade places like Jamaica, you know, who was very big in the sugar field, the sugar industry. Not as big as Haiti. Haiti was the biggest, had the biggest sugar plantations in the world. Matter of fact, it produced and provided 50% of the world's sugar at one point, 60% of the world's coffee. So Haiti has always been a very, very powerful and beautiful country. It's just unfortunate that now that, you know, years later, they're still paying for their freedom, so to speak. And so that, oh, Haiti is cursed, that's BS. As a matter of fact, that this earthquake, I don't doubt for a second. I don't doubt for a second, not a minute, not a nanosecond, that this was a man-made earthquake so they can continue digging and extracting oil and gold and minerals from Haiti like they did back in 2011, right after the 2010 earthquake in Haiti. They all of a sudden they found this gold and jewelry. All of a sudden, and now that they know that the country is minerally rich, it's probably more than any other country in the Western Hemisphere, and second to only the motherland, Africa. Of course, they're gonna keep pillaging Haiti. As a matter of fact, I read an article in the Washington Post where they talked about how they wanted to. People were losing their faith. People were losing their hope in Haiti, or they don't even want to be in Haiti. They want to leave because the hope is being stolen and being robbed from Haiti. The U.S. Military dictatorship that they've imposed on the Haitian people. They're losing hope. They can't even grow their own rice. Not that they can't physically do it, but it doesn't make any business sense because they have to import rice from the U.S. thanks to Bill Clinton, the Clinton Foundation. So Haiti is in the situation that it is now, not because the people don't know what they're doing or are incompetent. It's because of the foreign powers who have imposed themselves on the people, who have successfully destroyed the educational system, successfully corrupted the politicians, to where now the politicians are grabbing for what they want for themselves in their neighborhood and not for the people, and not serving the people. Now we've got another earthquake, 10 years, 11 years later, right? 2021. A couple months, we just buried the president of Haiti. He was just assassinated. Now, why was he assassinated? And coincidentally, right after he's assassinated, now we have an earthquake. I don't think that's coincidence, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to do my due diligence on further investigations on this situation, because if they were able to do it in 2010, they're able to use that HARP system now in 2021. Who's to say they won't do it again? Who who is to stop them from doing it? From doing it? And those who think that HARP is a far-fetched technology, they're using it now to manipulate the weather so they can determine when and where it's going to rain and for how long. So the technology is greatly improved. And the HARP, for those who don't know what HARP means, is a high-frequency active auroral research program based in Alaska. And there's been a couple of books written about it. People are troubled by the use of this type of technology. I mean, many of us are caught up in this little box, and we think that things are just black and white. You know, that governments are here just to protect and serve the people. There's always been righteous laws. I mean, look at the vagrancy laws that was passed right after 1865, when we were so-called supposedly emancipated. The Emancipation Proclamation, where we was emancipated from slavery. You know, the vagrancy laws that they passed, the Negro laws, the black codes that were passed, so that we couldn't read If you were caught reading or writing, you get killed and whipped. Look at the technology of what happened in Japan when Japan got bombed after World War II. During World War II, they used an atomic bomb on people that they didn't even have to use that. Look at the type of technology that was used to destroy lives, and unfortunately, a lot of lives have been taken. There were nearly 300, according to what sources you use, between 2 to 300,000 people died in Haiti in 2010 earthquake. 200, 200 lives killed, destroyed, and they were in the island was trying to rebuild from that, barely recovered from that, and now we got to deal with this earthquake, who was by the way a little stronger. It may not be as widespread as 2010 earthquake, but it was deeper, 6 miles deep. This was a very powerful earthquake. And then my same cousin who just called, on Jovier, but I don't call him Jovier. He's SNL to me. My big cousin, and he called me 3 4 hours later to tell me that they just had an aftershock in Haiti. So the people are frightened. I have another friend of mine who's in Haiti right now, who's stuck in Haiti. I got a cousin who's stuck in Haiti. His father just he died the day of COVID in South Florida. So he has to try to get back to the United States to bury his father. And so I'll be going to that funeral, God willing. So Haiti has a lot going on, but you know what? Our hope is not lost. I don't care what listen, I don't care what it looks like. I don't care how much power you think the enemy may have. Our hope is not lost in Haiti. The people are very strong people. For them to have, for us, I'm sorry saying them, for us to have been strong enough to defeat the world superpower, what kind of self-will and self-image and type of confidence an individual have to do something like that? You think that part of DNA in their genes is gone? Heavens no, it's still there. Believe me, it's still there. Haiti is one of the most powerful, one of the most beautiful countries you can ever visit, but you will never know that because we're so caught up in listening to the media on how they portray a country. And you can see it all the time in Africa. I always project Africa as being poor. I always project Africa being, a home of degenerates and people who are illiterate, who can't sustain themselves. You know what I'm saying? They're insufficient government or insufficient leadership, corruption. But then again, the U.S. creates the fire, and then they come as the firemen to extinguish the fires. And so that's the situation we're in now. And I hope that we go back to what Marcus Garvey used to always say. He's still saying it now from his grave. We must be self-willed people, people who are willing to do for self and not always trying to get help or, from other individuals, from other countries. To stop worshiping other races, stop having adoration, stop, trying to be like them. You know what I'm saying? Like to have your own self-will, your own martyrs, your own heroes look just like you, or sheroes that look just like you. You know what I'm saying? Africa has produced countless brave women and men during times of war and peace. So why not see good and perfection in yourselves? So this is the situation we're in now. I know many of you guys are dealing with your children in school, trying to get them situated, whether they already started school or today was the first day. You get your money right. But believe me, if you can sow a seed today to any of these organizations that I mentioned earlier, and I'm gonna copy and paste them on my YouTube again. All because Facebook is kind of blocking a couple of my websites. They always hating, but they still can't stop me from selling my products. But I just posted a few websites, a few organizations on my YouTube. Matter of fact, I'm going to make a correction here on one of them. One page, okay, it's there. Do it again. Boom, did it then. So I posted quite a few, websites for you to check out. I'm going to say it verbally for you guys to mention. Don't worry about my Cash App because I know people always think, oh, he's just trying to get his pockets filled or yada yada. Look, I work for a living, man. I have my own business. We're doing pretty good. Do pretty well for ourselves and hoping to create more jobs. Sky Clean Air Services. If those of you who follow me, you already know what it is. Websites again, I want to mention hanainternational.org, hanainternational.org. There's the Haitian Alliance Nurse Association International. You also have touchoflightministry.org, another great organization. And obviously, you got definitely courageoflead.com. Our efforts in Haiti is more about helping our people, uh, helping the youth actually to see a brighter future, to help them to somewhat reverse that brainwashing that's going on in Haiti, where they got people not really want to even be in Haiti. They thinking all the opportunities are in other countries, and they have reason to believe that. Some of them feel like they can't get nowhere in Haiti, so they are leaving because the government is in shambles. The educational system there is in shambles. The roads not being built. Red Cross had got paid, I want to say 10, $13 billion. Not, the roads are not being built. Only roads being built in Haiti were the roads for the U.S. Embassy leading from the U.S. Embassy to the ports. That's the only roads being built, so they can, whatever they take from Haiti, they can just ride out and ship it, or ride out to the airport and fly it out of there. You know what I'm saying? All the money that's being made in Haiti is not staying, it's not circulating in Haiti, which is a perfect analogy between Haiti and the black community here in the U.S. You know what I'm saying? The money in the black community might stay in our hands for 5 minutes, for 5 minutes, and then it's out to this community, this community, this community. Paying this, paying that. Go to Jewish age community, the money circulating 5, 10 times before you even let $1 out of the community. And unfortunately for Haiti, you got millionaires and billionaires, but that money ain't staying in Haiti to help circulate within and help the community. That money going straight to their country, China, going to Jamaica, going India, the United States. And it's crazy that you have a country that was built on black power, black excellence, as I mentioned. Haiti being the first independent black nation in the Western Hemisphere, first country in world history to actually fight against slavery, and former enslaved Africans overturned the government, created their own state. That has never happened before, and possibly will never happen again, because God willing, we'll never get to that type of chattel slavery again with the Atlantic slave trade. But Haiti being the first to do that, and so we got a head start in many other countries, whether it's U.S. was in shackles, Jamaica was in shackles, Bahamas was still in shackles. Who else? South America, Brazil was still in shackles at the time. Our Haitian ancestors were able to do that at the height of slavery, not at the back end. Like 1848, when France finally, for the third time, abolished slavery. 1848, Haiti was free themselves since 1801. You know what I mean? The war started from 1790 to about 1801, where Toussaint completely took over the country. Not just the little half you see, you know what I'm saying, the little quarter of the island you see in the western part of Hispaniola, where you got the DR got 75% of the country of the island. At one time, Haiti was run by one government, a military dictatorship ran by General Toussaint Louverture. A lot of people don't know that. Now, when Haiti was occupied by the U.S. from 1915 to about, I want to say 1934, when the U.S. finally, what's that, 44? When the U.S. finally left Haiti, you know what they did? They made Haiti, they moved the border separating the DR in Haiti. DR is the eastern half, and Haiti is the, DR is the eastern half, and Haiti is western half. Well, I said it right. The U.S. literally expanded the border, the territory of the DR, shrinking the size of Haiti. That's what they did. And then they gave them thousands, I want to say 15,000, 20,000 assault rifles and grenades to protect the border. Protect the border from what? Some people believe that the next move is to get Haiti, to all Haitians in Haiti to evacuate, so it could be one island which is run by the DR. That's what some people are saying. That's what some experts are saying, that this is the move. You take away people's hope, no vision for the future. Not because they want no future. They want a future. Take away the hope of the people, and by doing so, now you're able to get them to leave willingly. Where they gonna go? Who knows? United States gonna accept a bunch of African Haitians coming to. They're not gonna do that. Bahamas can't stand Haitians in the first place. There's a lot of beef between Bahamas and Haiti. I don't understand why. Because I got people in Bahamas. It doesn't make any sense. Then you got the DR. They got the borders. They definitely extracted Haitians from there. They even changed their immigration laws so that even if a Haitian was born in the DR, even the Haitian is born in the DR, they was forcing them out. They didn't have certain paperwork, and even if they did have the paperwork, they're getting abused over there in the Dominican Republic. That's what the DR stands for those who didn't know. But that's the situation that's going on in Haiti. So I'm not sure. I don't have all the answers. I'm not going to claim to. I just know that me being an intelligent black man who love to read and write. Evidently, I definitely agree to the books behind me. That's just a small portion. There's actually a much larger collection of books, behind me. This camera, you guys can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take sometime this week, maybe even tonight. I'm going to take my camera and somewhat go through every aisle of all my books, all of them, except a few private ones that I really want to keep for the Royal Collection. Some of them are just too valuable to give away. I want to pass it down to my children, my children's children, so to speak. And of course, all my books, The Wind in the Mirror, Seven Types of Queens, and Curse to Believe. So I just got a big box shipment of the Seven Types of Queens, King's Desire, which is my most popular book. But every book, to further notice, would be every book, every piece of art that I have. I have a huge collection of art, huge collection of art. Even Napoleon, who was the one who made Haiti open for business to be pillaged and terrorized by foreign powers. I have a huge painting of him. That's even going to be for sale. You can see that on my website, divinebooksandart.com or kevindorval.com. Please definitely share this video. I will keep more information coming to you guys, as things roll up and roll in. But I do know that a lot of homes in Haiti are damaged. Roughly about 7,000 homes. 7,000 homes were completely destroyed. 5,000 were damaged. Hospitals, schools, offices, churches. They all kind of like they're suffering. So a lot of people used to sleep in the orphanages at the churches, or just an orphanage, or just orphanage itself. But now those buildings are destroyed. People are literally sleeping out in the streets, literally sleeping as we speak in the streets. So we're gonna work on due diligence to find out how can we. I have some tents that I can definitely donate. Use tents, but I like to send some new tents out there. But we're gonna find out how to get these things the best possible way to get them to my cousin or to one of his organizations that I mentioned. My cousin, he's always doing things in the community. He's community activist there in Haiti, and Cap Haitian. So he's willing to drive from Cap Haitian to come down. I told him just wait, don't go there yet. Don't go drive south yet, because it's a 6-hour drive for him to go down to the south Haiti. I told him, let us get some food and money and goods in your possession so that you can go ahead and with your team go out and do what you can. Man, they need. When I say this situation is a dire situation, all hands on deck. You know what I mean? All hands on deck. That's the type of situation Haiti is in. That we need all hands on deck. Everybody who can do something. There's been teams flying into Haiti this morning from different parts of the world. So thank you guys. Be safe out there. It is hurricane season coming out. So people, man, how they were saying that the heroes and sheroes, worked in the hospital during COVID in the United States. The real brave ones, I can't really say the real brave ones. But you got to give the people who find Haiti right now their props, because they going down into territories. Some people never been to Haiti. They don't know what to expect. There's some parts of Haiti near Port-au-Prince or where the emergency vehicles are trying to get to, but they can't do it because, there's a lot of gang violence. Some of the gangs who are actually just protecting their neighborhoods from people trying to pillage and violate the women and children. They're protecting neighborhoods, but a lot of them are not allowing the medical help, medical trucks through. Unfortunately, I just read an article, and it was saying that the trucks can't get in. They was only able to get one truck load of supplies through certain streets, which is crazy when you got thousands of people injured and starving and hungry. I mean, people are screaming at the top of their lungs for help all day, all night. There's only so long they can maintain that. You know, if $1, $10, or 20, whatever can help save one life, man, it's worth it. You know, some of you guys will spend $500, $1,000 to go be in VIP at a club. Believe me, your money will be well worth supporting and saving their life. On top of getting a tax break on top of that, because these organizations I mentioned are 501c3, approved governmental organizations. So my name is King Kevin Dorival. Thank you guys for tuning in. I really, really do appreciate it. I hope you guys share this video. Go to the comments, click on the links that I sent in the comments or even the description of the YouTube video. Um, Find a way to get money to these organizations. You know what I'm saying? This is legit. This ain't no Red Cross. These are Haitian-owned organizations who are doing the work, not just talking about it and posting pictures, feeding the homeless, and etc. So these are people really on the front lines. You know, I'm a real one. I vouch for them because I work with them. So thank you guys for everything. We bless you. We love you. Peace and prosperity to all of you. Hope you guys stay safe. We're still not completely out of the woods with COVID-19. Definitely do not take this for granted. Enjoy your life. Enjoy the people around you. Stop being petty. Stop wasting your energy on stupid arguments. Enjoy your life. Enjoy the loved ones who are there. Do things to improve yourself and your future. Peace, blessing. May God bless.